Hi, viewers. Welcome to another edition of Marriage Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Marlaya and Oputi. Thank you so much for joining me again today on another edition of Marriage Clinic Live. I would like to appreciate each and every one of you who are always following us on Marriage Clinic. And I would like to also celebrate all our new members. I think during the week we had over 50 to 60 members joined us. Woo! I'm super excited. Thank you so much for always joining, for always participating. Please do continue to follow us, and I'm craving you all's indulgence. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel because we promise to bring you many interesting topics and videos that you can learn from. That is very important. So today we'll be looking at the topic tips for saving your marriage. Tips for saving your marriage. I mean, someone needs the information we are going to be sharing right now in their marriage because I mean so many things are happening every day. On Marriage Clinic platform, we get series of cases on a daily basis. You know, men and women complaining about their marriages. This is wrong. That is not going well. You know, I feel like quitting. I want to leave. Some are already separated. Some are considering separation. Some are on the verge of divorcing because they've been separated for many years. I mean, a lot is happening, but there are some that, even though they've taken a step to separate, they've taken the step to file for divorce or to quit the marriage completely, in their heart of heart they are still saying, do I really want to do this? How about getting to salvage my marriage or to save my marriage? If that will work, now this video is for you, or is for someone that already your marital relationship with your wife or your husband is being threatened, and you know that you need help really fast. So that is why I'm making this video today, so that you can learn from here. I mean, during the week, we got a very interesting good news from one of the couples that we intervened in their marital challenges last year. I mean, the husband reached out to say, Ma'am, you know, thank you so much for your intervention, quick intervention, for everything you did. Now my marriage is back, you know, on its feet. Now we are, you know, lovebirds. Marriage for us is becoming sweeter by the day. And you know, he said some things that I was like, wow, thank God that their own marriage, you know, could bounce back, and their own marriage was salvage, because at that time it was not funny. You know, one of the party was ready to quit. She was just ready to quit, but thank God today they are doing well, back together again. So today I'm going to be sharing with us tips on saving your marriage. Now, these tips, definitely they are not going to be easy things for you to do, but if you can do them, or if you can follow them, then I can assure you that you will be you will be close to having marital bliss again in your home and in your marriage. So one of the first tip I'm going to be sharing with us is that when one of the parties feel like quitting, so let's say for example the wife is like, you know what, I'm done, I want to quit, or the husband is the one saying, you know what, at this point I can't move on with this marriage anymore, I want to quit. Now the party that wants to quit is displeased by something in that marriage, or is displeased by so many issues in that marriage. That is why they are saying they want to quit. So you that your spouse is trying to quit on, you need to admit, you know, when your spouse is telling you they want to quit, you that you're on the receiving end need to admit that there is a problem. You need to admit there is a problem with your marriage and that you need help. So that means you need to tell yourself that 90% of the problem is from you. that you are the problem, for your spouse to say they want to quit the marriage, then that means you are the problem. Now, even if they are part of the problem, you want to tell yourself, I take 90% responsibility for whatever issues is happening in this marriage. I am the problem, and I'm going to try my best to address or fix what the problems are in order for me to get my marriage back. Now, if you can admit, first of all, that there is a problem and that 90% of the problem is from you, then you will be 40% closer to salvaging your marriage. But in a situation whereby a man or a woman does not admit that they are the problem, I mean, your spouse is complaining every day, all the time, that they are not happy with the marriage, they want to leave, and you are still telling yourself you are not the problem. You are still saying, you are still arguing blindly, saying, oh, you are not the problem, you don't think you are the problem. For someone to be complaining bitterly every day, I mean, there will be an element of truth in what they are saying or what they are complaining about, which shows that truly there is a problem somewhere. So you need to admit that there is a problem and that you are the problem, that 95 or 90% of the problem is being created or caused by you. Now, if you can admit that, then you'll be 40% closer to salvaging your marriage. So that is tip one. Now, tip two is for you to now identify. So, what are the issues of concern um, for my spouse? What are they complaining about? What is it they are dissatisfied about? What is it that they don't like in this marriage? What is making them, complaining? What is making them uncomfortable in the union? What is making them to be sad, to be unhappy in the union? There must be something. It could be domestic violence, it could be deprivation. Probably you are depriving that spouse of sexual intimacy or sexual fulfillment, or you are depriving them of financial empowerment or financial independence of some sort. There has to be something they are complaining about. It could be your anger, the way you talk to them. It could be the way you handle issues. It could be some crisis you are creating. It could be infidelity, the fact that you are addicted to cheating, and so many terrible things like that that could cause your spouse to be displeased with your marriage or with your union. So if you can identify what those things are, that will be the second step to salvaging your marriage. You need to be able to identify what the issues are. What exactly are the issues? You need to be able to put your finger on it. What is causing this bone of contention? What is the source of this dissatisfaction? What is it that I'm doing that they don't like? Now, if you can lay your hands on it, then that means your problem is getting solved gradually, because some people will be like, oh, I don't even know what the issue, I don't know what the problem. But you should know. If you don't know, you need to sit that spouse down and ask them, okay, so what exactly is your concern? What exactly are the issues of concern for you in this marriage? I would like to know, and you need to know, really. That wanting to know has to be genuine. I mean, you don't have to approach them saying it in a nasty manner. You say it in such a way that it shows that you are ready, for a turnaround, for a change, and you will really like to know what is the bone of contention if you don't know it beforehand. So it's important that you know it. So, like I said, that the things I'm going to be saying may not be so easy for you to do, but they are the smartest things for you to do that will save your marriage. So now, once you know those things that is making them unhappy, then you should tell yourself that. So if these are the things that are making my spouse unhappy, then I can't keep doing what doesn't work. So obviously, those things they are complaining about is not making your marriage work. So you cannot keep doing what doesn't work. You can't continue to use that formula that is not working for them to be complaining. It means your formula is not working. Your behavior is not working. Your belief system is not working. Your perspective in the the perspective you're introducing into the marriage is not working. So you want to change what is not working, because you can't keep doing what is not working and you expect a new result. So you can't keep doing those things that are not making your marriage to work. So you now want to ask yourself, so if I'm not going to keep doing this, what do I need to start doing differently? Now you must be ready to start doing things differently. You must be ready to start doing things differently. Now, part of doing things differently, would mean dropping some of the things they are complaining about. So if you are an addicted cheat, you want to you want to put that aside. You want to drop that. It may not be easy, because for you to be addicted, then it's something that is part and parcel of your life. It's something you've been doing for many years. So you dropping it off, you know at once, may be a hard thing for you to do, but you really want to show to them that you are dropping these things, you are turning a new leaf, you are changing your ways, and that you are willing to do what it takes to fix the marriage. Now, they are not going to believe you when you say that, because I've seen cases whereby the man will say, "Oh, don't worry, I'm going to change." But the next minute, he's going back to doing the very thing that the woman detests. So that is not what I'm talking about. You have to be ready to put aside, to put away what is making him or her angry, and when they see it, that truly you are turning a new leaf, you are adjusting gradually, you are making changes, then they will believe you. Now, another thing I want to say, when you are trying to salvage your marriage, yourself, your marriage, is that try not to discuss these issues, both you and your spouse, try not to discuss these issues with your parents or with your siblings, or even with people around you. Now, if at all you are going to be discussing it with anyone, it should be with professional counselors. It should be with the people you are trying to get help from saving your marriage. It should be, you should discuss those marital problems or those marital challenges or the threat you are getting with just your marriage counselors now, and they have to be professionals if you want to get results. Now, the thing is, if you start discussing it with your parents or with your siblings or with your relative, the truth is their own reaction may spark up things in a negative way. It could make matter worse. Their reaction could add to the issue on ground, and before you know it, some of them will be like, you know what, if this is really what you are going through in that marriage, then I don't want the marriage for you. They will be the one to take that decision on behalf of your spouse, to say, you know what, she has to quit or he has to quit, because some of them, they don't like the idea of their children suffering. So that their own reaction could blow things up. And that is why it is always good not to inform or tell your parents about it. Now, the only time you should start telling your parent or your loved one about it is if your life is under threat, if your life is under attack, if your life is at stake, if it's a case of, oh, maybe domestic violence involving, bloody bloody fight and things like that, then you may want to let them know because you can't even hide such from your parent. But if it's just, the normal things, the normal disagreements, the normal challenges, lack of finances, lack of sex, you may want to keep all of that to yourself, but you need to seek help from a professional counselor. You need to engage counselors that can help to step into the situation and address it. Now, you need to, in seeking help, please note that you don't go meet people that will spiritualize everything you are going through in that marriage. Now, I always say this because I have seen situations whereby couples have marital challenges. They go meet, some spiritual people in quote, which is a good thing, because I'm equally spiritual. I'm a spiritual person as well. Now, they go meet spiritual persons in quote, and These spiritual persons will spiritualize everything and make it look like, oh, it's the devil that is behind everything, which is true. However, see, there is a place of the devil being responsible for some of the things happening in marriages, and there is a place of you addressing your own excesses, curtailing your excesses, you fixing your behavior. See, when I was growing up, the kind of spiritual training I got initially was the type that they will make you feel like, oh, it's devil that is responsible for everything. So pray, pray, pray. So, and when I was growing up, I saw people praying to pass exams. We are preparing for exams. While we were reading, they were praying that they should pass the exam. And I'll be wondering, I'll be like, ah, okay, I will also pray after reading to pass these exams. However, if you are spending hours praying that you should pass this exam, and you are not sitting down to study for the exam, you are not sitting down to solve this arithmetic, you are not sitting down to get um the logic behind this accounting with this economic subject or whatever subject you are studying, how are you going to answer the questions on the examination day? And I tell you the truth, many of these people that were spending hours praying rather than spending part of their time studying and using the rest to pray, many of them failed woefully. They had carryovers. In fact, when we were graduating, we left some in school. Why? Because the strategy was wrong. The method was wrong. They had good intention. They wanted to pass. You want your marriage to work, but you make everything look like, oh, is the devil responsible? So even the part that you are supposed to play, you are neglecting it, and you are focusing so much on the spiritual aspect. See, I love to pray. As a matter of fact, in those days, when I finish reading during the day, you won't see me because I'm reading in the library. But when I'm done reading in the library, at midnight when everybody is sleeping, that is when I'm awake. And when I'm awake, I'm kabashing. I mean, I'm praying. And I could pray like that till 2 a.m., 3 a.m., at times 4 a.m. Then when I stand up, it's like, a new spirit has entered into me, ready for another day, ready for another day. And when I'm reading, it's like my brain is opened up. Everything I'm reading, I'm assimilating. See, that is how it should be in marriage. You can't keep blaming everything on Satan, on devil, when you are not doing your part. And that is why we have some people that can pray, they can pray very well, but behaviorally, their attitude is terrible. You'll be wondering, have this person paid attention to their character, to their attitude? So that is how it is in marriage. It's not about, oh, how much I can pray, how much I can spiritualize everything, but it's also about paying attention to your behavior, to your attitude, to your perspective. There is a role you have to play in fixing yourself. Don't blame devil for everything. Devil has his place truly in the lives of men, but God is bigger than him, and God has given you free will, has given you the power of choice. I have said before you, life and death, good and evil. You choose this day what will give you life. So you need to choose the behaviors and the attitude that will not attract sorrow, that will not attract problems into your life, rather than living a negligent life and blaming everything on Satan. So that is why, if you must approach counselors, approach the one that will make you see your own fault, that will make you see what you are not doing right, what you need to go back to start doing right, and not the one that will spiritualize everything for you. Now, when it's a spiritual problem, I equally know, and I know who to refer you to or who to direct you to get the spiritual aspect addressed. But if it's a behavioral problem, if it's a character flaw, if it's a case of a dysfunctional perspective or perception about life, then you have the responsibility to fix it. So I'm going to pause on that. So the next tip is that after you seek professional help, You need to also introduce surprises, surprising your behavior. Now, the surprising that I'm talking about of your behavior is I'm talking about positive surprises. Now, you want to save your marriage. You don't want the spouse to go. They've really threatened that, you know what, I'm done. I want to leave. But you don't want them to leave. So, what should you do? You need to learn how to throw surprises, how to surprise that spouse. Pending the time they are still with you, so long they have not gone, even if they have gone, learn to surprise them. Now, if they are still with you, that is the time. See, there are some men, they will say, ha, I cannot do this for a woman. I cannot do this for you. See, when the chiefs are down, as a man, if your wife is threatening, I'm leaving and leaving, please, that is the time you go into the bathroom or into your laundry area, pack up all her undies, her pants, her bras, all her undies, start washing them. See, there is no woman that will see a man doing that for her that will not, have her heart softened or melted. She will melt at the sight of seeing you washing her undies or washing her pants and bras. She'll be like, what? That alone is an act of love and is a touching one that will touch her to the root of her heart. So, as a man, same thing for a woman. Your husband is not happy, pick his undies, wash them before he comes. I mean, dry them, do just surprise them. Now, another thing is, if part of the thing, your spouse is complaining about is chores, you are not assisting with chores. So what do you want to do now that you know that this is part of the problem? Once you wake up in the morning, you want to quickly, maybe you are the type that you ignore, your partner, you let them do all the work. No, this time around, you want to quickly help them fix the children, bait for the children, put on clothes for them, save them, from all the workload. This is the time that when your partner finishes eating, you are watching them, and immediately they finishes eating, you go grab, their plate or their tray, pack all the things they have used to feed the plate, pack it to the kitchen, if possible, wash them. You want to put up a new behavior, that will still their heart and will make them fall in love with you over again. You want to be the one that will quickly, when you know the time to go to bed is coming, you want to quickly go to the room, spread the bed, lay the bed, make sure the room is in order, set everything in order for the night so that they can retire to sleep. Now, when you're taking this workload off them, when you're doing things, that will gladden their heart, that will soften their heart, then that spouse too, as you are reciprocating with others, that spouse will start having a second thought that, wow, what is really going on, what is happening? So you would have put that spouse in a confused state, and at that level or at that point they will not be able to decide completely whether they still want to leave. At that point, you have left them confused as to whether they want to leave or they don't want to leave. Now, that is the time you, as the man or the woman, if your spouse is complaining that, can you imagine, my husband will go out throughout the day, he will come back at night, not even, not even a granite to say, my dear, this is what I bought for you and the children. So if you are that type, then you want to buy something as you are coming, no matter how little, every day, maybe for the next 1 week or 2 weeks, even if what you are buying is no more than 500, you put it in a nice bag. When you come home, oh, children, oh, my love, this is what I got for you. Oh, baby, this is what I got for you. Now you bring something in every day, no matter how little, a gift to show appreciation, to show love. That is time to send them text messages to say, oh, I appreciate you for all you are doing for us in this marriage, for all the sacrifices you are making. I appreciate you for the care you are giving to our children. I really appreciate you, even though I'm not saying these things, but truly, I admit, I acknowledge them. I see all your labor over us in this marriage, in this union, in this home. Say good things to them. It's not the time to start fighting with them, arguing with them, saying, hey, you can go, hey, you can leave. No, you will be fueling their hunger. And please, when your spouse is threatening they want to leave, it's not the time to also engage their hunger. You don't want to engage their hunger when they are hungry, when they are boiling point, when they're saying, you know what, I'm done, I want to leave. That is not the time for you to spark up and say, you can leave, please. Who even wants you? No, that is not the time for that. In fact, you don't even engage the hunger. Rather, you say, okay, I've heard you. What I know is that God will intervene. A miracle will happen. Just say that, and just say words that will soften their minds, that will soften their heart, and the things they are crying over that you're doing that they would not like, that they wouldn't like to see you do. Please stop doing those things. Yeah, when you stop doing those things, you will see that your spouse will start changing gradually. So, lastly, the last tip that you need to engage to salvage your marriage is that you need to pray. You need to pray. Now, I cannot leave this house. See, as I am, I believe so much in God and I believe so much in the power of prayers. But I am not irresponsible. I believe that there is a part that I need to play by doing the things I'm supposed to do and not leave everything to God to do for me. And there is also a part, of taking things to God, the ones I cannot handle, to say, Father, I lay this before your feet. Please help me with this. But the ones that I know it is my responsibility, it is your responsibility to fix your temper. It is your responsibility to walk with your hands to earn. God will not come down to work for you or to earn for you. You have to do it. So the things that you need to do, the things that you need to fix in your behavior, you have to do it. Even though you will keep praying and telling God, Father, please help me to address this. So you have to pray for that marriage. Once it's looking like this marriage is going to eat the rock, you need to start praying. You need to start telling God, Lord, please visit every area of concern in my life, in my marriage. Lord, visit every area of concern. Whatever is an area of concern in this marriage to my spouse, Lord, please visit that area of concern. Whatever the bone of contention is, Lord, please visit it. Help me to address them. Lord, empower me. Everything I need to address it, Lord, empower me so that I can address the problem, I can address the issues. So there is no way you will do all of these things that I have given to you that things will not change. Things will definitely change. Don't forget, it's not the time to start involving your parents, your siblings in such matters, because their own reaction will blow things up, it will fuel it up. But please, quickly seek professional help quickly, because swift and right intervention can salvage your marriage. We have assisted quite a number of couples, in salvaging their marriage. I mean, quickly, because if you don't step in quickly and if you don't use the right words, if you don't say the right thing to the spouse that is threatening to leave, I tell you, before you know it, they will leave. But thank God, not one, not two, not three, we have been able to stop several spouses from quitting from their marriage. Why? Because we stepped in quickly, we told them the right thing, we used the right words, and today they are still happily married. So if you need help, you can reach out to us on Marriage Clinic. You can reach out to me via our Facebook page. You can leave me a message on Messenger. It's Mary Clinic. On Instagram, you can leave us a message as well, Mary Clinic NG. You can even leave me a message here on YouTube. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also on our YouTube channel, you will see our website, morelightng.org. Please leave me a message there as well. And I'll be glad to hear from you. I will be glad to help you. So I would like to stop here now. I remain your host, Molai and Oputi. Until we meet again, I say bye-bye.